topic they have chosen is from the track Project Management, and the topic is certifications don't make better project managers.
Considering the, especially this IT industry, where everything is driven by people, the help of technology and processes, and also considering various challenges involved, various delivery models involved, and various execution models are involved. And at the same time, considering various standards and models to be complied, I feel the certifications really don't make any help with respect to any project manager's capabilities. You need to definitely, you should have a hands-on experience. You should be able to lead the project right from beginning to end of the project. And at the same time, you should be able to successfully deliver the software where it should be useful to the customer, meeting the requirements as well as fitting his requirements and handling the requirements. At the same time, after delivery, even that the software should be able to perform without any failures. Like even he should be bothered about the reliability involved. So that's how I.
So you agree that it's kind of a skill set which is required actually to do the particular job. There are ways actually where when you say, okay, if I have say 10 years or 12 years of project management experience, though if I am having that kind of experience, if you see the industry standard, I think 2010 Gartner's review, 67% of projects are still failing, though you have so many skilled resources and available also. But then what is the difference between which we have seen that in this PMI, project management started in 1969, and it is started in the on the basis of at that time the project failure rate was 70%, and to come up with a better project management or to always make the project successful, they come up with some kind of a skill set, some kind of processes. If you see, there are 5 different processes, 9 knowledge areas, so it consists of totally 47 different areas. So that is going to become a standard across the industry. So whatever the language which I speak, if I go to another company, if I go to some customer, it will be able to understand what I am speaking to them, what they are speaking to me, whatever they are talking to me, that we should be both be able to understand. So that certification played that major role. So that industry came on the same platform. Whatever we are discussing are on the same platform. There is no ambiguity in understanding. Those things came up because of the certification. You take any certification, you take a PMP, you take Prince 2, you take Six Sigma, you take any this kind of a process-oriented certification. Everybody is using one of the same processes, right? Even the formats also which we have seen that across the different certifications are same. So when you are going to talk to the customer from IT company point of view, you will understand what they want and they will understand what you are going to give it to them. So from that point of view, I feel the certification is definitely going to add more value to your experience or whatever the skill set which you have.
Yeah, I agree, but that doesn't mean that the entire project is being driven by a certified project manager where he don't have any relevance experience or skills and competencies. So from that point of view, maybe organizations may not look for only certified people, but at the same time, they should also weigh against his skills and competencies, experience, exposure, and his previous success factors, so that he will deliver the right product and right services to the customer.
Yes. See, I understand, and that can be the basic requirement of any particular person, that you should have that kind of experience, that kind of a skill set. But upon that, I'll just give one example. Actually, in 2006, IBM did one study. They have nearly 3 lakhs of employees. Out of the 25,000 are the project managers. And from that 25,000 project manager, when they actually went into the market, there are a lot of competition arising over there for the project management consultancy, right? So then they actually mandated that we will have to make our project management certified. So now currently, if you see, there are 14,000 project managers who are PMI certified. And because of that, IBM also has got a good knowledge in the market from the processes point of view, as well as good market share also on project management consultancy point of view. So definitely that is also added their advantage to their business itself.
Yeah, as you rightly told, that will simply add value to the role of the project manager. But that doesn't mean that project manager is going to deliver this project in a successful way. Because even though he is certified or not certified, he should be able to demonstrate the project in line with all the quality parameters or whatever business requirements are there. So as long as he's delivering the project, meeting the business requirements, then I think there won't be any need of any certified project manager for everything.
Right.
Even certified project managers may ask you more remuneration compared to management. So, if you see in a practical way, and right now I think every company is trying to operate their business in a very optimized way. So even if a project manager with all these capabilities are available, or internally if you can groom such people, I think that will really help organizations to deliver the products in the right way. Only thing is we need to create such opportunities at least within the organization with the help of certain experienced people and give this environment so that they will perform and demonstrate. So for that I think there is no need of exclusively going for any certifications or any credentials from outside.
But what I feel that definitely your skill set which is going to be there, and there are certain criteria, there are certain skill set which doesn't come because you have done the certification. But as I mentioned, that certification uses their particular standards, right? They are teaching you a particular standard, they are teaching you a particular processes which is understood by a different segment. Like if you are at the customer side, or if you are at the IT side, or if you are at company side, so both are going to understand that language. Right, both are going to follow the same process. If I send that MOM to my customer, I have seen some example. When I send MOM, customer is asking what is MOM. So then that's the minutes of meeting. So that kind of a some. This is just one example.
That's
but,
right.
That's right. So it's just the
Mom. That's right, Mom.
I'll just give an example. In 2006, I had one meeting with one of the customer, and we were saying actually before starting that we have to do the DAR. So the person who is sitting in front of us was from the customer center. What is DAR? He's asking us what is DAR. So considering he is a project manager having around 16-17 years of experience, and the kind of a project which we supposed to executing, it was very not good actually to know that he doesn't know what is DAR. But then there are certain team members in his own team itself who have done some kind of a certification, who know what is DAR. So they immediately came up with. But that kind of a things should be, you may not do the certification, but you may at least do the study of certification. That will I will suggest.
Yeah, see. That's why the primary focus should be like how he is executing the project, or is he able to meet the deadlines, or is he able to meet the customer requirements. Is he getting the approvals or sign-offs on the products? So that should become prime factor to drive this project manager role. And accordingly, we can probably, once he is capable of doing all these things, touching all the areas, including various compliances, various information security related standards, or even regulatory requirements, everything. If he is able to understand those things, if he is able to deliver the project meeting all those things, then he can definitely go for certifications in those areas, which will become a kind of naturally acknowledging his skills and abilities. It's not like we are only looking for certified people and we are trying to impress them. So probably every company may not afford certified people because of various constraints, and every organizations may not encourage all employees to go for certifications. So it is always better to acquire them through in a natural way. Like,
in fact, in that case, what I will suggest, we have a different kind of a PM, PM level 1, PM level 2, PM level 3. There are, see, what is the criteria to become the PMI? They require 4,500 hours of working hours and 34 hours of PDUs, right? There are people which I have seen that who have not that kind of experience, but have created that kind of Excel sheet, got it certified, and these guys are still good from the knowledge point of view, as well as they have passed their certification and they require that kind of experience. So these companies which you are saying which now cannot afford the project managers who have got a lot of experience can still deploy those people and can gain that knowledge. See, in project management, if you see, there are three aspects. One is the time, your scope, and cost. Right? That three aspects. When you are going to manage that particular project, if you have done some kind of a certification, you will definitely look at your project from these 3 points. Right? And when you got that certification, you first be looking at, because that is the first chapter in all the projects, all certifications. Right? When you have actually acquired skill long from 10 years, it took you some times or years to understand that these are the 3 main important factors which you need to look into. So that kind of additional advantage which you get when you do the certification.
See, if you observe the statistics with PMI, most of the people applying for PMP certifications, they are just looking up their experience, even though though they are not having that experience, and that is also purely to meet certain members of the organization.
Eligibility actually.
Not even eligibility. See, suppose if an organization is having a mandate like everybody has to undergo these many number of hours of training and these many certifications. So people are just mechanically going through all those things without having any meaning or any object.
But then what is the purpose of companies need to have that kind of policy where they said, okay, how many number of certifications
Exactly,
is
that's
required?
where the problem is.
Because that is what the company feels, that strategy feels that it is required to have that kind of a knowledge to their employees.
It's not like knowledge per se or getting the benefit out of the company. It's not like that. It's just like the policy is there and people are just loving themselves and claiming certain false experience and they're just attending the certification exams and passing.
I don't think that because of the policies. I'll tell you from the HR point of view. If you ask me, see why you require that? See, there are two ways to actually manage the training or the development of the each and every person. One is company give the training or you acquire your own training. If I make it mandatory for me, so what will happen? Company doesn't have to actually invest much money in giving the training, but they automatically get a ready-made certified person, right? And that is also the person, if they wanted to do the PMP or any kind of a certification, they will do out of their work hour, so that it is not going to impact their office job also, and as well as he will be getting that kind of a knowledge also. So that is the one mandatory policy which HR will be putting it over there, which will benefit not only the company but also the employee also, because they are also going to get a better knowledge of it, and they can deploy that knowledge also over there.
Correct, but here there is no specific, company is not specifically looking for such certified people. No, it's again, people are just gaining some experience, going for certifications, and again putting back that knowledge within the project and executing the project. So there is no such.
That is one thing we need to do. Means
Exactly.
suppose there is a programmers and then we should be asking for to do some kind of MCC certification or Java certification or something. If it is a project leader point of view or project management point of view, then you can ask them to go for the Prince 2 or the PMP or Six Sigma, whatever.
Yeah.
If that category is segmented, then it will be much more easier or it will be useful basically for the organization.
Let's start the roll.
Take a break, 10 minutes, 10 seconds break.
My fault.
That's a very tough thing actually.
Only two people have mastered this art of switching roles. You know, just take a guess. Two categories.
Me too, no?
No, two categories of people.
Politician.
Yeah, you got it right. Second,
Exactly. Great.
first one is politician. They can switch roles beautifully. Second.
BCCI president.
No. No, I'm sure all of you will agree. It is the
Media.
analysts on the CNBC TV.
Right.
Fair weather commentators.
They mastered the art of changing perspectives.
Like one day they'll say, yeah, it's all headed to whatever 6,500. Next day they'll say, the bottom will look for new lows. It may even hit 4,800.
Okay.
So with that knowledge and insight, you can swap your roles. Choose to
Is
be a politician or a
speaking for the certification,
analyst.
like your certification.
Against.
You're not required certification.
Now
Not
we can say
Why
why
required?
Certifications required.
It's
How can you do that, Anwesh, being a PM?
and other certifications here.
Right.
I have all three.
Oh, should not do that.
Yeah. Again, if you taking the current scenario of business and getting the projects from customers and considering competitiveness, it all depends upon customer will always bother about what team is working behind the project, what are their credentials and capabilities. So from that point of view, certifications play a major role to win the projects for the companies. So I fully agree with this concept of encouraging people with certifications.
So as I mentioned that earlier also that when somebody do the PMP, they have to give that 4,500 hours of experience in one of the Excel sheet. You can get that Excel sheet anywhere on the net, and you can just change your name and send it to them. Yeah, and there are only
Partner, they'll say resting operation.
Off the record.
you can shut that off the record. Unedited version. So out of that, only some 3% of applications are getting audited. Whoever is actually applying for the PMP certification or even for the Prince 2 doesn't have that kind of a qualification or eligibility point. They have only that first you have to complete the foundation and then you have to go for the practitioner course.
Yes.
So, but PMP are this, so only 3% of applications are getting audited. So 97% of the people, you can have nearly 50% out of that 97 can be the fake applications. So it is very important to know that if you got a certificate, are you really eligible for it? Right? Or if you deploy a person over the, sorry, I'm speaking. I'm speaking for the PMP now, right?
No, not certificate.
I'm on track.
We're on track against him.
Yeah. So we need to find out if we are deploying even the PMP certified person, is he really PMP certified? And if he is really PMP certified, does he got that kind of a real experience? Does he got that kind of a skill set availability? See, what PMP teach you, or what the project manager, or what any certification teach you is the process or guidelines. They will have tools, they will have some templates. Those are the things which the certification teach you. What is required other than that to manage the project? There is a people management skill. Right? How you can give. There is a delegation form or there is some matrix where or the WBS, you create a WBS. You put that okay, this task will be done by this person. That's all in these hours. Then how to monitor it? That also template is available. But then to convince the person to do that job in that particular number of hours, you require the people management skill, which is not taught in any of the certifications.
See, again, if you see from winning the contract from customer, so customer is usually worried about who is working, and as long as I'm convincing customer saying that there are people who are the certified people working in this project, and your project is always safe, I'm not bothered about all these things. So I will just put people who are certified. And at the same time, I will try to extract work based on.
But do you think that will be successful? As I mentioned, in 1969 when PMI got registered, they established, considering that there is 70% failure. September 2013 issue, if you take the PMBOK issue, they are saying still 67% of projects are still failing out of 100. So in last 40 years, they are able to only leverage that to only 3% by giving nearly 3,93,000 PMI certified people in the world.
But
so even we have now 4 lakh people who are certified from project management point of view, still the project success rate is increased only by 3%.
But as long as my project manager is able to deliver, he is also certified. So to demonstrate his skills and capabilities. So as long as I am seeing the output, so I am not bothered about whether he has really done anything practically. So I am always happy.
Let's agree to disagree is what they're saying.
Yes, so that is the thing actually. Means it is not only the certification, there are a lot of other things which is and with soft skill. See, there is a communication management is given in any of the certification, how to do the communication management. But are they really doing it? There are certain things which need to be convincing. There are negotiable, how to negotiate with the customer, how to negotiate with a different stakeholder. Those are not taught in any certification. Those are the soft skills which you should have or which should acquire by some other trainings or something kind of it. So that time certification may be playing 10% of role or 20% of role for knowing only the templates and the procedures and the processes. But I can say other 80% of the role will be definitely by your way of communication with the customer, your negotiation skills, your people management skill, and all other skills, which are all other soft skills.
See, I will go for people with certifications and I will just screen them during my interviews. So I will put rigorous interviews and I will try to see whatever they have written in this resume. I am trying to map with their during their interviews, and as long as I am satisfied with that performance, I will take them in my roles. So that's it. And I will take certain time and I will observe his performance. So during that time, if he is able to improve his capabilities, I don't have any issues. I try to promote him and I try to give him more opportunities.
That is possible, but
So this certification is actually,
as I mentioned, it will
talking
be
about
20% role it will be playing.
yeah, that
If you
rule
see
might
my
be
I
there.
have
That rule might be always there. But I'm just targeting people who are having better certifications and better experience, and I try to pull into my company. That's it. So I only target the set of people, and at the same time I will monitor their performance. So accordingly, I can take a call.
It's time up now. Any
If
questions?
they want to just summarize.
Yeah, conclusion.
You should have a better experience and you should have a certification also. That kind of a combination will definitely make a better project manager.
Yeah, we should have internally both the right mix within the organization where there will be certain people with certification capabilities. At the same time, they should be able to groom the other people, and that's how they should be able to balance.
It's like two sides of the coin, I would say. You need certifications to tell the world, because the body of knowledge is so big. There has to be some benchmark today. A lot of those universities, like MIT or Wharton, they're putting a lot of content. So-called proprietary knowledge content. They make it freely available.
Yeah.
And then people are benefiting from the knowledge that is out there by downloads, videos, webinars or whatever.
Yeah.
But understand why they're doing it so, because one, it's not that they're very egalitarian. They may be. The world is moving that direction. It's a connected world, right? But what they're seeing is the number of people who's signing up for certifications. See, if I say I know knowledge, none of you will recognize. I need to have one here, a certificate, chapa, saying that this guy knows. Then everybody will stand up and recognize. So that's important. So they're getting more business in that sense. So democratization of knowledge is good, but then you need to have capitalism for declaring a guy is rich or poor or knowledgeable or not. That's the perspective. So it's required. That's one side of the coin. Again, you can, as you rightly said, you can go ahead and get business. Like that's end of the story. It's not the end of the story in that sense. If you don't execute, you will not have your customer.
Exactly.
So just a certification you may get the business, but you also need to have people with the core capabilities to be able to deliver. So both of them, as you guys said, have to exist, and I don't think it's a topic that you can enjoy debating for or against. But then in reality, yes, I guess we have all kinds of people that make the world, right? So we have situations. Another interesting perspective would be for all of us to think is you were giving some numbers on terms of why projects fail or why they don't fail. We have our own definitions of mission critical, but more often than not, why is airlines industry still the safest mode of transport? Why don't engines fail like how they do on the ground, whatever? What I mean to say is why those so-called outer space missions are so successful, with very minimal fatalities or failure rates. That's because they make sure that it's not about certification. They may have, may not have. They define the standards and then follow it rigorously. And then, but then that's just in the real business world, you don't have unlimited resources, unlike some of those mission critical projects. I'm sure all of you know there are no holds barred, money is no limit. I don't know if all of us, we had a very interesting discussion about a month and a half back. We had the gentleman who's the Secretary of IT and C Department, Government of India. He was addressing a few of us, colleagues from the industry. And along with him, the other gentleman was a very senior guy from IIT Kanpur, and he's with a very senior guy in the Microsoft local listing. The point they were discussing was, there's a lot of money that was there made available to industries in the US. The company, the Intel, came into existence based on DARPA funds, the Defense Department's funds. And that is because they saw a huge threat with Japanese, you recall, if you go back to 1970s when computers didn't exist, there were, I think, NEC, and there were a couple of those chip manufacturers in Japan which were becoming very strong. US saw a threat that their domination will be at risk, and then they just pumped in like crazy money to those projects, the projects that Intel was taking on. And out of that came Intel as a company which, until until recently, until the mobile revolution, you could safely say they were dominating the microprocessor computing world, that sort of thing. So in those projects, there are no restrictions on money. That's why it doesn't fail. But then in real life, you always have to balance between cost and outcome. So obviously, you have to appreciate two sides of the coin.
That is something you pointed out rightly. We don't have unlimited resources who understand our standard in our organization continuously. So we require.
So you got to get the job done.
Where we can get the people from outside immediately who understand that language also.
Certifications organize your thought process, your knowledge it helps you channelize it. But outcomes are not dependent on that. Outcomes are dependent on the guts and gumption of people who can work.
Especially it's true in the manufacturing world. I mean, a guy on the floor with 10 years of experience is far more preferred than a guy who's just coming with a degree or a certificate saying, okay, I did this. Because that's where the experience. That
is a rare to him, rare to him.
I actually have a curious doubt to Anwesh. Why do you think the project's success rate has only gone up to 3% after 4 lakhs of additional certification? If we are talking so much further certification, why didn't we manage only so little of project success?
It goes back to, if I have to answer, it goes back to the previous topic we had, because we are not able to understand customer requirements. That's it.
I was thinking we are only considering the certifications, we are not considering the volatileness and the other factors.
Actually, that 3% also, when I say, we have to consider number of project increase also.
Right.
So that's why in 1969, number of projects
Projects and complexity was less.
is very high. So still, when we say 3% rate, means thousands, hundreds and thousands of projects are successful.
See, I think a couple of points, interesting points he said is, it's a common language spoken across the industry. So if you say I am PMC certified, that automatically gives you 10 grace marks. Then you will start actually with a certain level. So I don't expect to question you at that basic level. So that's just the entry point. And then after that, performance matters.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, it comes as a tag here. Then your resume for
even if an organization is certified as a CMML level 3 or level 5, the companies out there, they prefer, I mean, whether you do it internally or not, it's irrelevant. But if I say I'm level 5 certified, automatically you are probably through with the initial screening.
Probably we are meeting certain basics.
Correct. They expect certain things to happen automatically. They don't have to teach you or train you on that.
We had that experience, like $100-200 million companies. That one of the project manager asking what are you thinking about a car and what is DAR and all those kind of things. That time I thought these guys should have employed a proper PMP here. That was a real life experience.
But again, when we are talking about especially PMP certifications and story beginning in 1969, how frequently do these certifications,
currently
they are upgraded?
They are currently
because as
using the
business
PM Box
grows,
5.
upgradation also is
It
equally
goes
required.
every
How
5-6 years
frequently?
it is changing.
So it is the particular
Current version is
5. PM
Like
Box
now
5.
somebody who has, just trying to understand, somebody who has done PMP certification in 70s or say 80s also,
Right.
and today what is the difference, or do they need to research?
No, that's the experience. That's the experience you will gain, that's all.
No, but you are right.
No, but then
actually.
terminologies again, as we are
Even if-
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
changes in processes and terminologies.
It will change. They
So
will
do they need to recertify
Exactly. It's
or?
like suppose I have done my certification in 2009. I am only allowed to mark keep me as a PMI for next 3 years.
3 years only.
If I have to continue, I have to earn the 60 PDUs in next 3 years. So the next 3 year extension I will get. So now to earn
and
that
do something that is relevant to the market.
You can
after 3 years.
recertify yourself, or you can do something on the project management which will keep you as per the current market.
Not even specific to project management, in case of any event. Luckily, this event is also
You
PMI.
can teach project management in holistic
This event is a PMI approved. If you do ITIL training also, that under falls.
There are several categories.
Several
that covers
categories. So
The required points.
anything which enhances your learning.
Yeah, that is true. Actually, when I did the PMI for next 3 years, I did my 6 Sigma Black Belt, where I got that, and next 60 PDUs by PMI.
Okay, because they have already.
Yeah, because I have done some other certification to enhance my knowledge, which can be useful in the industry.
Or your MBA course will also earn you some.
Will earn you the paid use.
MBA
Here also, when
pure
here
management.
also I saw somewhere it is mentioned there 60, yeah.
60.
More than 60 periods to be claimed during the entire event.
Fantastic.
So if I
That
get
was
that,
your major motivation.
Judges के लिए कितना
100.
कुछ तो judges को रहना चाहिए ना. Good, yeah. Very good.
thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone. We would like to thank entire show house team. Would like to thank Valuemomentum team, especially the HR team of Valuemomentum. We would like to thank you.
Yeah, give a round of applause.
Really, very coordinative. Family ma'am, Sapna, and Gaurav. We are missing him here. He actually coordinated us
DLF.
yesterday at DLF building. So we would like to thank all the participants of Valuemomentum, all the judges, Shyam sir, LK, CK, Nitin, Mr. Ravi. Thank you very much. I meant to say we would like to thank you all, and thanks for being very sport. We would like to even get your support. I meant to say to build this platform and to build this knowledge sharing platform and spread the word across in the industry.
How many companies in Hyderabad are part of this?
We have Avaya, and one is Tech Mahindra where we are discussing with, and Valuemomentum, and couple of more in the pipeline.
Is that all? Very less for a.
Last time we had some more, right?
Yeah, I mean to say all across India we have good numbers.
Okay.
Hyderabad, yes.
Hyderabad specifically we are limited with 3-4 companies at this moment. So it would be great if you can spread the word across so that we can get more companies.
No, the concept, I guess, is good. It'll encourage people, companies to participate.
It's a very good mental exercise first of all for the participants.
Okay. That's it. We would like to end the day here.
Sure.
Thank
If
you.
you have a flyer, please give.
For sure.
We have a meeting coming up in our association, so we could also.
Yeah, I
I'll hand.